Hey folks! So today I'm going to tell you how I use D&D Beyond, but I just use the free version. I haven't sprung and gotten any of the paid stuff. For me, right now, I've just been using the free version. I used, when they launched the beta, I checked that out and really enjoyed it. And I've continued to use it, but I haven't sprung to get any of the paid stuff because we have the physical books. And I'm a person that I like physical books. I like physical books, and I like being able to flip through them and stuff like that. And there's sometimes referencing a PDF I find a little bit more difficult. So what I use D&D Beyond for are kind of three major things. The first thing, and the thing that I use it the most, is using the monster search on there. So the DMG breaks down monsters by crit rating as well as terrain. But if you're trying to find, like, I want a fey creature that's either a 3 or 4 CR, that requires flipping through the book quite a lot. So this is where I'll go check out D&D Beyond, I'll click on the monster tab, and they pop up a search that you can break down. At the very top, it breaks it down by what kind of monster it is. It has all of the major ones. And then you can also do advanced searches of searching by the crit rating. You can search by what book it's in, which is nice because I'll do that to limit to just the basic rules and then the books that I have. So I'm not like, this is perfect and exactly what I want, but I don't have the book for it. And then it gives me that list. And if it is something that's in the basic rule set, it will give you the stats for that monster. Otherwise it will say this is in Volo's Guide or this is in the Monsters Manual, so I'll know which book to go look for that in. That just kind of speeds up my prep as a GM to have everything all in one place that I can do an easy search. The second thing that I use it for is doing basic characters. Now, building a character, you only have access to stuff that's in the SRD, so the free rule set that they put out. So a lot of the classes, you only have one option. So for example, with druids, you only have Circle of the Sun. You don't have Circle of the Moon options. And there are a couple of other things that are limited. You're not going to have access to, like, the races that are in Volo's Guide that are player characters, but it's nice to be like, I want to do a real fast build and build a monk. There you go. So I've been using that to build some NPCs because it steps you through the build process, it speeds things up, and at the end of it, you know that you've built the character correctly because it won't let you build a broken character. Whereas, going through it by yourself, you might miss adding in a bonus that you get for your background, or you might do the math wrong at some point. It makes it really easy. And I've also suggested to my players, if you're playing a race and a class that's in the SRD, you can use D&D Beyond to build your character. A couple people have used that to build their character and also to do a little bit of keeping track. Now with the free version, you only get so many characters, I think it's 6, that you can build, but you can also export them as PDFs. So what I've done with the NPCs is I've exported them and then deleted that character off of D&D Beyond. And if you do that, you can make a lot more characters. You won't be able to keep track of it on the site, but you can still create a couple more than, what the 6 that they'll allow you to have at any one point. And the third thing that I use it for is doing spell and item searches. So a lot of the spells, they have the stuff up there because they are in the basic rules. You get into some of the higher level spells or more complicated, or the special spells that are in like Xanthar's Guide to everything that has additional spells. Those aren't accessible, but a lot of your basic ones are. So that's easy to type in and search to find out, what does this spell do? It breaks it down really easily. You can search spells by school, you can search spells by class, and it just speeds up the search process. And then I also use it for item searching, because a lot of the basic items, you don't have access to many magic items, but a lot of the basic items are there. So if somebody says, I want to get a longsword, I can check and see how much does a longsword cost, what's the stats for it, and have that ready to go without having to flip through the book and try and find it. And the one thing that's held me back on purchasing D&D Beyond is the price, because the price of getting the access to the books is basically what you can buy the books for online. It's like $30 for a book. That's what I got them on Amazon new for the physical books. And they have some subscription programs and stuff like that. But that's just something that at this point I'm not interested in investing that additional money to get access to information I already have in a slightly different form. Now, if I was running a lot more online games, or, like what Emma and Eric did, which was really smart, they had a bunch of people go in on it and they are able to share it through the GM subscription. That's one way to go to help bring down the cost. But just for now, the people we game with, a lot of them enjoy having physical character sheets or having the physical books. It's just not an extra expense we need. And I do have access to some useful things on the free side of it. So there you go. Do you use D&D Beyond? Have you paid for content, or are you like me and just use the free side of things? Let's talk about it down below, what your thoughts are and all that stuff. I want to give a special thanks to all of our patrons who help us make more stuff for you guys to enjoy. And a special shout out to Sean, Lainey, and Arvi. If you're interested in becoming one of our patrons, getting some cool perks, and joining our campaign, there will be a link to our Patreon at the end of the video, as well as down in the description. Alright, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye!